When video of the street vendor having their fruit and produce confiscated and was posted to social media, it went viral and angered thousands of people. Today, here in the Bronx's Pelham Parkway, a lot of those folks rallied in support of this street vendor and vendors in general who do this kind of work for a living. Now, here's where the story gets even more interesting. We spoke to city officials who tell us this incident involving sanitation workers throwing away what appears to be perfectly good food from the street vendor should not have happened in the first place.
And you think you some and it's people out here ain't got no much food.
If you want to see people in the Bronx get outraged, try taking what appears to be healthy food and throwing it straight into the trash.
We are the hungriest borough in our city.
What you're watching is a fruit vendor having her stockpile of produce taken away from her and tossed into the back of a garbage truck by the New York City Sanitation Department. City officials say the vendor, Diana Hernandez-Cruz, was working in the Bronx's Pelham Parkway and didn't have a license to be selling any of the fruits and vegetables she had at her stand.
But for city agencies to coordinate to throw away the amount of food that I saw on the street is unconscionable. It's obnoxious.
When video of sanitation workers throwing away Hernandez-Cruz's produce went viral, the Bronx community rallied to her defense.
An attack on Diana is an attack on all of us, and it is our responsibility to demand that the city and state work in partnership with street vendors to ensure a future where they are seen and respected for their position in our communities.
Now, if this looks wasteful and unnecessary to you, that's because it is. And ideally, according to city officials, this food disposal should not have happened. Here's what went wrong. The New York Department of Sanitation says Hernandez-Cruz left all of her produce behind when officials were doing license inspections. Officials say they had to get rid of the food rather than donate it because no one from the Department of Health was at the scene to verify whether or not the food was still safe for the public to eat. New York City mayoral candidate Eric Adams tweeted out his frustration with the produce trashing. Quote, "We should never, never throw away fresh fruits and vegetables where there is such a high need in our communities. The city must conduct a full investigation of what led to this inappropriate enforcement response on Pelham Parkway and ensure this does not repeat itself." The New York Department of Consumer and Worker Protections agrees. A spokesperson told us, quote, "The results of this multi-agency vending enforcement are not in line with the city's policies. DCWP and its sister agencies who assist with confiscations when necessary will work together to ensure this type of wastefulness does not happen again. The city's policy is, should be, and will be going forward to work to distribute safe food to the community." So what would prevent incidents like this from happening again is by having more workers from the Department of Health able to respond to these situations when they're occurring. City officials tell us they want to have that kind of coordination happen as much as possible. In the Bronx's Pelham Parkway, I'm Steve Couge, Pix 11 News.